In the beginning, God formed a man from dust and breathed purpose into him. Before Adam ever knew companionship, he knew assignment. Tend the garden, keep it guarded. Purpose was his oxygen, direction was his stability, instruction was his covering. Adam was wired for clarity. Then God formed a woman, not from the dust, but from the rib. Close to the heart, close to the breath, close to the place where love rests. Before Eve ever knew responsibility, she knew connection. She was designed for affection, for nurture, for relational wisdom, for emotional sensitivity, for discernment. Eve was wired for love. 2 designs, 2 assignments, 2 purposes, 1 alignment. Adam's direction was meant to steady the home. Eve's discernment was meant to guard the heart. Together, they were meant to reflect God's order. But the enemy understood their wiring. He didn't attack their weaknesses. He attacked their designs. He approached Eve first, not because she was fragile, but because she was focused on desire. He made her mind busy. He made her curious. He made her want something she didn't need. Her intuition wasn't broken. It was redirected. Then Adam, who had clear instructions from God, saw Eve's misalignment, and instead of returning to his source, he followed her confusion. His direction wasn't broken, it was interrupted. And in that moment, they stopped communicating with God. They stopped communicating with each other. They fell. Not because they were weak, but because they were misaligned. Now, listen closely, because this is where the story becomes ours. Today's Eve is a young woman who was designed to feel love, to be covered, to be valued, to be nurtured. But she didn't receive it, so she goes searching. She thinks affection will fix it. She thinks attention will fill it. She thinks marriage will heal it. She seeks horizontally what was meant to come vertically. Just like Eve, her gift becomes her blind spot. Her desire becomes her distraction. Her longing becomes her misalignment. Today's Adam is a young man who was designed for purpose, for responsibility, for clarity, for direction. But he didn't receive it, so he goes searching. He thinks achievement will define him. He thinks respect will stabilize him. He thinks relationships will anchor him. He seeks identity horizontally that was meant to come vertically. Just like Adam, his gift becomes his confusion. His silence becomes his misalignment. His uncertainty becomes his fall. And when modern Eve seeks love outside of God, she becomes distracted. And when modern Adam seeks identity outside of God, he becomes disconnected. And when both look away from God, the relationship falls in the same way it fell in the garden. But here's the restoration. Here's the order. Here's the alignment. Seek first the kingdom of God. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. The head of every man is Christ. The head of every woman is man. This is not hierarchy. This is not superiority. This is not oppression. This is alignment. God, man, woman. God is the source. Man receives direction. Woman receives covering. The home receives stability. When a woman seeks God first, he aligns her heart. He heals her gaps. He fills her needs. He becomes her covering. Then, and only then, her husband can love her properly because he is loving her through God, not trying to replace God. When a man seeks God first, he aligns his purpose. He strengthens his direction. He clarifies his identity. He becomes his instruction. Then and only then, he can lead properly because he is leading through God, not performing for people. And when both are aligned, the relationship becomes what God intended. The woman becomes the nurturer of atmosphere. The man becomes the steward of direction. The home becomes the reflection of divine order. A wife understands her purpose not to be the source, but to be the nurturer of the fruit that grows from alignment. A husband understands his purpose not to be the source, but to be the vessel God uses to pour covering into the home. And together, they become the restoration of what was lost in the garden. This is the order. This is the design. This is the assignment. This is the alignment. This is the restoration. This is the word. And I'm speaking it plainly so no one can miss it.